In one night, the ocean chose its king. A fisherman lost everything, swallowed by a deadly storm, until something impossible saved him. But in the depths, a monster awakened. This is the rise of the Ocean King. The sea had always been Adrian's home, not a home of walls and doors, but one that breathed, alive with whispers in the wind and secrets buried beneath endless waves. Since he was a boy, he had stood on the deck of his father's old
Look
fishing
out there,
boat,
son.
staring into the
world
horizon
is
where
bigger
sky
than you
and
can
ocean
ever
became
imagine.
one. Respect
It's
the
all
ocean,
waiting for you.
his father once told him. She gives and she takes. Adrian never forgot. It started quietly, a strange stillness. The wind stopped. Even the birds disappeared. Adrian frowned, gripping the rope. Something's wrong. Then the sky darkened, not gradually, but suddenly, like a curtain pulled over the sun. Adrian struggled to steer. Come on, don't do this.
I won't let you take us! Hang on!
A massive wave slammed into the boat. Wood cracked, the world flipped, and then darkness. Cold water swallowed him. Adrian sank deeper, his body heavy, his lungs burning. Above him, the storm raged. But down here, everything was quiet, too quiet. A mermaid, she swam toward him with impossible speed. Her hands caught him just before he slipped into nothingness. Stay with me, she whispered.
Hold
and
tight
somehow,
to me.
he heard her. She pulled him close
We
and surged
must
upward
reach
through
the
the water,
surface quickly.
carrying him toward the surface. But as they rose, something else watched. A shadow coiled among black stone pillars. Dozens of thin, serpentine shapes moved slowly around her head, hissing. The sea witch Seraphyra. She saved him, she hissed the snakes on her head, whispering, their tongues flickering. Human, human, human. Adrian woke with a violent cough. Air rushed into his lungs. Sand beneath him. The storm was gone, as if it had never existed. He blinked and saw her, the girl from the ocean. You're alive, she said softly. Adrian stared at her. You saved me. Why me? She hesitated, then looked away. I don't know, but something in her voice said otherwise. I'm Adrian, he said. She looked back at him and smiled. Lyra. The sunrise painted the ocean gold. For a moment, everything felt peaceful, but Lyra's expression slowly changed. You shouldn't stay here, she said. Lyra's voice dropped to a whisper. She knows. Adrian frowned. Who? Lyra's eyes darkened. The one who hunts. The snakes around her head hissed endlessly. Human, surface dweller. Kill him. Her claws dragged across broken stone. A man from the surface shall command the sea, and the oceans themselves shall bow before him. Seraphyra believed Adrian was that human. The sea exploded. A giant serpent burst from the water behind Adrian. Look out! Lyra screamed. Adrian turned just as massive jaws lunged toward him. He barely dodged in time. Lyra moved instantly. Her glowing tail flashed through the water as she slammed one creature backward with incredible force. Adrian stared in shock. You can fight. Lyra smirked slightly. We're not as fragile as your stories say. This time Lyra grabbed his hand. Run. The two sprinted along the shoreline, but suddenly the ocean itself rose. Water spiraled upward like a living wall, and from it emerged armored mermaid warriors holding glowing spears. A human, one said angrily. Another pointed a spear toward him. Princess Lyra, what have you done? Princess. Adrian froze. Lyra looked guilty. I can explain. But before anyone could move, the sea behind them turned black. A terrifying laugh echoed across the ocean. The sky darkened around her. Adrian felt his body freeze from fear. Seraphyra smiled. So, her glowing eyes locked onto him. The future ocean came, mermaids charged. Explosions of water and magic erupted across the shore. Seraphyra lifted one clawed hand, and dozens of black tendrils burst in the ocean, slamming warriors
We can't
backward.
withstand this power.
Adrian instinctively picked up a broken spear for a second. Everyone stopped, even Seraphyra, because the spear glowed. Blue energy spread across the weapon the moment Adrian touched it. Lyra pulled Adrian into the water, just before dark magic struck the beach. He expected to drown instantly, but Lyra placed her hand against his chest. A glowing blue symbol appeared beneath his skin. Adrian gasped, and suddenly he could breathe underwater. What did you do? No time. She dragged him deeper into the sea. Giant whales moved through the deep like floating mountains. Forests of glowing coral stretched endlessly into darkness. Then he saw it. A kingdom. Massive gates made from pearl and crystal opened slowly. Thousands of mermaids turned to stare. At him,
It is true.
a human. Lyra looked nervous. My father's gonna kill me.